Miller's not going to be presenting tonight. She's someone that we funded for our home transition.
Yep.
Our home transition.
Yeah, our home transition. This was ours. And we were kind of the first people to fund her, and she's been doing really well. It was a vets, filming to help veterans, fast veterans out with stuff. But anyway, she won't be able to because she's got a lot on her plate at the moment. So we're only going to have Abdul present tonight, but first we're going to address something that I saw as a big problem today. But it just kind of dawned on me as I was talking to a sophomore. When I was at the graduation fair, which I walked away from absolutely livid, because I don't know how these people step foot in our building, but the only ones that deserve to be there were U of M and maybe Michigan State. Everyone else was just like, oh, you're good. You pay $500 for a class or some BS. So yeah, I have no idea how they got in the door. But that's something we need to really rip on the president about, because that we can't have that. And if it was, to me, it was like the most insulting thing that I've had at Kettering. It's like, you want me, after going to school here from undergrad, to go do my master's at like this BS school? It's like, that just kind of feels insulting after you busted your ass here. But something else that kind of dawned on me as I was talking to kids about, some sophomore go, like, what are you going to do, where are you going to go? And it's like, well, how did you know what you were going to do and whatnot? And just kind of competitiveness is that in like 20 years, we are going to have a real problem with just the amount of engineers that exist. Because it's for a while now, it's been like, okay, no, we don't have a problem getting a job, and we still probably won't, but we should even rise above that, because India and China are just like warming up at crank out engineers, and that's in India, that's what they do. But how many people are in India still in like the real low class? What percent of the population?
I didn't get the question.
What percent?
How many are below poverty line?
Well, yeah, how many are like not at college education level yet?
Below poverty line and not at college education is like two different things in India.
Okay, well not okay. How many are below the college line and not college educated? And
I would say 20 or 30.
20.
huh?
20
or 30, I don't know. Depends on again like
Percent?
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they're just it's going to pick out what they're putting out. And currently 1/3 of the engineers in the U.S. are foreign, and in 10 years it'll probably be half. Where's the other guy? No, he's not here. Steve was telling me, he works for General Motors now, and he's like, all the new hires are now like Indians. And so this kind of, to Americans, like, oh, like we have a problem here. Not we have a problem with Indians. I've lived with them for the last 4 years. They're great guys. Is to be competitive, like we're gonna have a problem being American, because their schools are not necessarily the colleges, but their undergrad schools or high schools are better than ours. They learn significantly more than we do. Like I went through my buddy's sister's physics book. She was finishing high school. It was this thick, and it was everything through physics 2 here, and that's what they learn in high school. So it suggests like real problems. But on the bright side, with every problem, there's an opportunity. So how can we really make the most of this? And one of the main things I saw was a problem was our co-op system. Because it kind of, like I've had 6 different co-ops, and other people have had multiple co-ops. I've said it's like been the best way they have ever done it. After they had multiple, like they could never imagine staying at one. And because like our view of the American dream and what like this place was built and what it used to be, that's kind of dying out in our society now, right? I mean due to market fluctuations and everything else, and how the world's really expanding, you can't quite do it anymore. So I think we can really address this and this new influx of engineers that's going to be coming in the future with changing our co-op system. Because if we set our people up so they're more experienced, so they've done many things, like you cycle them through like every term at like a new company, And while initially companies would see, oh, this is a bad thing because I'm getting new people here, but there's a catch to it. Well, why it's really, really good for them, because you're bringing in new people who have like never done whatever it is that you're doing, and may never have done it, but they see many other systems, many other processes. So every new one in will bring new ideas on how to make it even better, make it even better. And since they've seen other companies, they're going to bring the ideas from them. They won't bring their proprietary knowledge. I mean, all their top secret stuff, but they're going to make everything much more efficient. So all the companies that opt out of not wanting to do it are going to be left in the dust, while these other companies that do it, like accelerate vertically just away. And so eventually the other companies are like, oh, this might be a fairly decent idea. And then people we get out are not just going to have experience, they're going to have experience in everything. We need to really broaden how we educate our engineers instead of just kind of like lock them into a job with one company, because then, I don't know, then you're stuck just kind of like every other engineer that comes in. We need to set up our engineering people so that they can like run engineering firms, because the problem with foreign people and what's good for the Americans and what we're positive about is we solve problems very differently. Our society gives you a toolbox, and like where some of them learn like scenario solution, and because risk is very, very bad and their society is very frowned upon due to high population rates, where you can be fired, they won't step out and failure. Not all you foreign people, but some, and I noticed when I was over there. And so in a sense they won't fail, and we have no problem failing. We just swing for the fence every time. That's actually a nice quality, and we're lucky to have that, because that's a big thing that we can really stand out on. So if we really try to tailor into that, like we can really get ahead and start training our engineers to be like run many engineers, because we're going to have many engineers here in not too many years, because they're following Moore's law with engineering there. So, and they're just going to start running in. But so anyway, it's something that I just think we really, really need to look at, because otherwise you're just stuck, and our American dream is just fading and fading. So you need to do more than just a normal bachelor's in engineering. And I think maybe we should put project management into our curriculum. But anyway, so it'll probably be none of my speech class, and probably something I do at KES as well. So I think we're going to have our costs.
Can I?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Can I add to this as well? This is a bigger issue than just in the United States. Having spent time in Europe, this is something that they're looking for in Europe as well. They're willing to pay people through the government significantly more money than what standard salary is to bring in engineers. Engineering is a dying art, if you can call it that. Well, in a way, it's something that is, okay, percentage-wise, it's a dying art. It's still growing, but you need more than what is being spent.
Innovative engineering is kind of dying. The level of people who have the knowledge isn't dying. People who can innovate and take the risks are dying. Because when you have an influx of people from a place where they don't take risks but still have the knowledge, then that's not a lot of innovation. It's very productive for standardized things, but it's not innovative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but even just for general.
Oh, well, they're going to be flooded, and it seems, in looking at the numbers, they're going to be like popping up. Yeah, general production around everywhere is going to increase, and things will get better. But it all seems like looking at engineering salaries going down, and maybe we necessarily won't experience, but it's something that we should attempt to really prepare the other kids who are going to come into the school for in the future, and something we should try to set them up so they don't have to deal with that. Because if they want to innovate and solve problems and design things, it's way better when you got a team of like 50 engineers under you designing stuff than when you're trying to hack it on your own. So we should really, and that's a really easy possibility and something that's really easy to do, so we should try to set them up for. Because the school was built on, or one of the big things about the school is like we breed CEOs. So I think we really need to tap back to that and help people build big companies full of engineers. So anyway, but Abdul, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was just bugging me today.
I emailed you my presentation, so
Okay. Tell that man real quick.
In Germany, American engineers to come over with a bachelor's degree were paying 80 to 90,000 euro a year for an engineer. So you can walk out of here and get paid 55 to 65 USD, or you can make 80 to 90,000 euro a year at 1.25 value of the US dollar.
Yeah, you can walk.
Plus other tax subsidies, so on and so forth, within those government systems.
It's what's our taxes?
No, there's other tax incentives for the people to come. So it's one of those things, like, I could go to Europe and in 5 years, I could be a full-fledged German citizen working in a company, but they'll accelerate all these processes for these people, for engineers coming in. That's what we need there. So I could walk in and go into a place like Porsche, I could go into a place like Mercedes Benz, and they'll pay me out the wazoo to do it because they're that desperate.
Awesome. No, Thomas like that too.
Yeah. I am
tax free.
What?
Like 120 grand tax free. For someone who's not going to make. I'm so what's interesting.
I'm considering the year.
He's got a meeting with the Prime Minister this week.
Oh,
He's got a meeting with the Prime Minister this week.
he's
It's easy to get connected.
you're good.
Yeah.
Alright. It's not working now.
I don't think that those batteries might be long dead in that thing.
Alright, so my name is Abdul. I'm an electrical engineering student, senior 1. And so just to give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at to start, I'm looking to create a 501c3 nonprofit organization aimed at educating people about Islam. And the reason I came to do this was because of things I've done in the past. Starting out in my hometown of Grand Rapids. In high school, I gave 3 lectures on Islam while I was in high school. I was a senior, and I had a handful of people attend, and I got positive feedback. And I did that while I was in high school. Then from there, during the summer after my senior year, I went to Chicago, and I got involved with this local cultural community center, and I pitched an idea to them because they used to have like dinner parties and stuff, and they would have youth attend, but they didn't have anything to keep the youth engaged in their dinner parties. And so I pitched an idea to them, giving just a quick overview of what I could bring to their organization to engage the youth. So I gave that presentation in the summer of 2010, and late 2010 I got invited by the cultural centers to come back and actually initiate what I had presented to them. And at the first, they actually have 2 dinner parties a year. They have upwards of 1,000 people attending. And so they wanted me to create a youth program or just some sort of event to engage the youth at these parties. So I organized this, and the first year, the first dinner, I had 78 participants. So these were, people between the age groups of like 7 to 13. So 78 of them participated in the event, and that was actually pretty successful because the demographics are pretty small, and I had good positive feedback from that, and people enjoyed it. So I actually got invited back to their second dinner party, which was bigger than the first one. Actually, there was I think about 200 more people attending, and I had close to 100 participants this time. Again, the same demographic between 8 to 12, just pre-teenage. From there, I came to Kettering. Started Kettering, so I had to stop that stuff in Chicago because it was so far away. And I actually moved to Rochester Hills from Grand Rapids so I could be closer to Flint. And when I moved to Rochester Hills, I got an invitation from the local middle school teacher. I don't know how he found out that I moved into the neighborhood, but he found out that I moved into the neighborhood and I was Muslim. and he was teaching his world studies class about Islam. So he actually contacted me and wanted to know if I would come in and talk to the students, just give a general talk. So I made up a presentation, got everything ready, went to the school, and I had about 7 teachers attend the talks just because of the positive, positive discussions going around the school when I went there. So I had 7 teachers attend. The vice principal also attended, and there was approximately 100 students total that came on and listened to me. And that was, I think, fall of 2011 when I did that. Next school year, just this past November, I got an invitation back, and not only from the first middle school teacher that contacted me, 2 others actually contacted me to come back and give lectures to their classes. So there was approximately 150 students, a handful of teachers. The principal also attended this time, and again I got really good feedback from the school. And so now it's 2013, and I'm anticipating that they're going to invite me back to do this again. So why am I looking to start a nonprofit organization? I want to organize and consolidate all my efforts into an organization that I can use to improve and expand on my activities and better benefit the community. Right now I'm just doing things here and there, sometimes in Chicago, sometimes Grand Rapids, sometimes Rochester Hills. And usually it's just my name attached to everything that I'm doing. I want like an organization that I can say, yeah, this is our organization, this is our mission, and this is our vision, and this is what we're doing to accomplish what we set out to do. And along that line, I'll be soliciting donations from people to help finance the expenses and organize my own events. So in the past, like in Chicago, I was doing everything on the community center's dime. Like they were paying me to get the projector, the presentation screen, and everything like that. And I didn't have to pay anything, but they were paying me. But if I was to organize something like myself, I would have to do everything out of pocket. But if I had an organization, an NPO, I could get donations and do that through the donations. Initially, I would continue giving the lectures at the schools. And along the same line, right now I'm only going to one middle school. I would probably expand this to other schools in the region, just in Rochester Hills. Also, I'm looking to start a website where I could just put up, the lectures that I do at the schools, like record these lectures and everything, and put together like lectures, tests, and all this type of content, put on a website so that people anywhere they could, have access to this. And also, I would like to organize youth events for cultural centers and mosques in the Rochester Hills area. So what I did for the center in Chicago, I would plan on doing similar stuff in Rochester Hills. And I actually presented this last term as well. I got a lot of good feedback. One thing Sagar actually suggested this was to get affiliated with a mosque or a different organization, because I'm just like one person. I really don't have any credibility in a sense. So if I get affiliated with a mosque, I could get like instant credibility, because people that trust the mosque would begin trusting me because I'm sponsored by the mosque. And I think it was Professor DiMonti that suggested that instead of just doing like lectures, tests, and all this type of stuff, actually go out and start interviewing people as well, just to get like feedback of what they think of like Islam and what their ideas are of what I'm doing and all that. So I can see how that can be beneficial to the community as well. Another suggestion that I had was to include Christianity and Judaism in my efforts. The girl that suggested this, right after she suggested this, I had some guy, he suggested also include like Mexicans when you're doing this too, because I wanted to learn about Mexicans when I was in high school. I never did. And if you just go along those lines, then where does it stop? It's like including everybody, and then initially you're trying to do everything and you're not doing anything. So I think it's better to focus on one subject, one demographic initially, and try to get successful in that, then focus on different things, and then do outreach, in other ways. Another suggestion that I received was to organize a pen pal system. Somebody suggested that while he was in school, he had a pen pal in, I think he said Iran, and you learn a lot about the culture and a lot about the people in Iran just by having that pen pal system in place. Problem is I don't have any context to actually do that, so I won't be able to do it well. I don't have any experience with this in the past, so that's why I'm not really looking to do a pen pal system.
To do with Mexico.
Excuse me?
To do with Mexico.
Alright, so if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them, and any suggestions that you guys have now, I'll be glad to take them.
So your goal is to be an information center, I guess, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
for educating the general public about Islam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly focused in like Rochester Hills, like actually having events in Rochester Hills, but then having the website so people can access it from anywhere.
Okay. I will come up with something based off of that. Because I like this and I like
Would
what's
it be
going on.
possible to present like the intro to like one of your most popular kind of topic presentations? Just
Up to you guys.
yeah, just
I could do that. Yeah.
get a
next
feel
week,
for
maybe.
what
Yeah.
what's it like to be an audience.
Right. Yeah.
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 That
I
would
mean,
be-
I have pictures and stuff from like past events. I wish I had like video to show you guys, but yeah, I can definitely do that. Yes.
I'm not sure if this was, I think it might have been mentioned last time. Have you is there any other organizations that are looking at spreading a lot of information, that are actually spreading a lot of information on Islam through the internet, in an organized way?
In the way that I'm looking to do it, no, because there isn't anybody going to like middle schools and all that, and they don't have structured lesson plans.
Right. So what if you had something like Khan Academy or something like that?
Oh, Khan Academy doesn't do like Islam. You're saying?
Well, no, to where you had different
Style.
different videos on different topics.
Structure.
Oh, okay.
And-
So you're saying that I should do it that way?
Oh, I'm not.
Visually as well.
Oh, okay.
Suggestion, or I'm curious if anyone else is doing something like that.
I mean, I haven't found anybody that's doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you're teaching about it and you're so good, and people seem to think you're really good, that would be actually probably pretty nice. Is on top of what you're doing, if you can find the time to do it.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's I don't know the religion, but I'm sure there's different
Mm-hmm.
sections or topics that you could,
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you've been to Khan Academy. There's
Mm-hmm.
if you want to look at integrals, there's a video on that, or if you want to look at derivatives or
Right. Yeah. Like I'm trying to. Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea actually.
yeah.
And just have that structure on a website so people can access it.
Yeah, because people
Yeah.
have questions
Yeah.
about it. 'Cause it's kind of an odd thing in our culture.
Right.
But I think that'd be excellent if you could, so many people had specific questions, they could get the answers on what it was.
Right. Yes.
I was gonna say I went to Catholic high school, and I know almost every Catholic high school has several world religions classes.
Mm-hmm.
And have you thought about hooking up with a Catholic high school or a Jewish high school, because they all teach world religions,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure they'd be more than willing
Right.
to have somebody who was Muslim come in and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
take that on the next week.
that's part of the initial plan actually, because right now I'm at a public school and I want to expand to, because just off the top of my head, I know there's this Christian church school right by my house. So I was thinking about contacting them, and then there's 2 other schools in the area that I'm just thinking about expanding the activities.
I don't know, I don't really want to fund a religious war here.
I don't think that's really the goal, but
Yeah.
is there any way, I guess, similar to that line, do you know of any, I guess, doctoral people that put lots of work into studying the history, the nature, the culture of Islam that you could hook up with to, one, help create your subject matter? Their incentive then would be advertising and marketing of their products, so on and so forth, their books, their publications, things of that nature that would just kind of come with that. For you, it would build credibility of resources coming in. Okay, what's coming in has really heavy duty backing behind it. Have you thought about going that route, working with those types of people to build to build up what your information base that you want to give out. Because in terms of what you want to do, I think this is an excellent thing. I know personally I don't understand a lot about Islam, and but I know as a culture, there's a lot of prejudice against it due to world events and everything that are based on individual people that just happen to be Islamic, not that if they were of some other religion, I think we would go against. Everybody would be, on
definitely.
that path. So it's definitely a, something that needs to be treaded in a way that is, that's educational. I think for a world, it's a good thing. And if you could hook up with, one or two people like that, I think that what you're doing and your presence will spread farther.
And really promote education part of it.
I mean, in terms of like a historian or somebody that has a doctorate in the field, I really don't know anybody at the moment. But I know.
Do you know any like big name authors or whatever that are out there?
I know of people, but I don't know them personally. Like in Rochester Hills, there's actually this guy in Troy that I hooked up with. He's an imam at his mosque, so he's like the priest.
Okay.
So I'm working with him actually to create a curriculum or a syllabus for the things that I go out and teach at the public schools, right? So I'm working with him to figure out like what's the most important parts and what sort of things can be ignored when you're talking with students from 9 to 12. And I mean he's helping me out, but in terms of like somebody that's published, I don't have anybody at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's definitely great place to start with moving forward. Having a credible source behind. I'm not saying that you're not credible.
I mean, but what credentials do I have essentially, right? I really don't have any credentials to be doing this.
That's kind of the problem with religion.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that could be said about anything that we do, and it's just it's building your board of advisors.
Right.
And, if you could build your board of advisors and your team with people that aren't necessarily completely in your business, but are people that can help feed you the correct or better good information. Those are people that you want at least 5 or 6 of these different people from all over the place. So contacts in Chicago, contacts in Grand Rapids. The larger you can start building this and spreading this out, the better presence you will have and the more success you will see.
So why are you qualified to do this?
Why am I qualified?
Yeah, what got you into what made you think you wanted to do it?
I mean, in terms of qualifications, I'm not really qualified to do this, but in terms of why I'm doing this, I mean, it's like he said that there's a lot of prejudice, a lot of misinformation about Islam. Like I was in the 4th grade when 9/11 took place, and my peers started calling me a terrorist, even though I was only like 10 years old. So even from that young age, and these, my peers, they're the same age as me, but they're just regurgitating what they're hearing in their households. So that there is a lot of misinformation, a lot of discrimination against people that follow Islam. So as I got older, I mean, the only way that to combat this type of thing is through education, through knowledge. So I thought that was the best route to take, and that's how this all started. In high school, I started giving these talks. Went to Chicago, started engaging the youth from that over there.
We're in Chicago. City, suburbs.
It was the suburbs actually. It wasn't like downtown Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you use like a hardbound crayon or like a digital copy
I'm curious.
for reference?
In terms of text or
Or like if for like one of your online classes,
Smart people in Chicago.
Right.
like would you recommend someone to pick up like a
where
hard
is he
copy
hooking up with?
or to like leaf through to like look
In
up
terms
stuff?
of the prosperity
or
level,
would you have like a PDF format?
people can help.
Yeah.
You could do like an
Yeah.
ebook or something.
Yeah.
This community,
Yeah, I'm
this
definitely looking
community,
at
what
like
kind of
online
economic power do
resources,
they
so
have?
electrical resources.
So
And there's
who do you want to
That's
tap?
right there.
A really good copy that I picked up that had like
I'm
a
trying to get it down.
like a Hebrew and English translation
Or for the Quran.
to go right
Right.
along with everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like really good
Mm-hmm.
good buy.
Right. And
So it's like you get a translated version?
I mean, the guy that I'm working with, he's fluent in Arabic, English, and like a couple other languages. So like, he's helping me out to like, well, I'm actually creating the PDFs myself right now. So he's helping me to tell me like, all right, so if I put this, Arabic, no verse or anything, he's helping me translate and all that. So a lot of the stuff is gonna be from the organization. It's not me actually going out and buying anything. So
Yeah, if you had like a side-by-side translation,
Yeah.
I think that'd be really helpful for people to reference and be like,
right.
oh, this word is this in Arabic.
And it's not like I'm just pulling something out of the top of my head and just
So you
saying,
can have like it verified by
Yeah.
someone else that like, yeah, that's actually in there, that's actually, they translated it properly.
right.
So there's no speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be a appropriate area to hit, but are there like any apps that are like associated? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's apps for like, I mean, you know how you have an app for the Bible, you also have an app for the Quran. There's like this religious text that you have apps for. And like Muslims, we pray 5 times a day, so there's like alarm clock apps that'll go off 5 times a day. In terms of actual education or something I'm looking to do, I haven't seen any apps like that. There aren't any apps that you can like watch videos and they, test your comprehension by taking quizzes or whatever. So, and that's what I'm looking to do.
So like what I see like an opportunity like in like mass communicating like the education concepts that we're talking about, and like I feel like if we could maybe like marketing like some sort of like website based, or I don't know, something on the internet where you can like get it to a lot of people.
Try to make it
Where you,
global.
yeah, and you
Big
can like,
crowd
and then
versus
in the
a
process of doing that,
consistent
you can like go
crowd
to these
of people that are already
schools
educated.
and like interview people to make it more
Getting more
attractive,
education.
create an
Right.
audience, and to also help your credibility.
I don't know if there's, we're just talking about that, I don't know if there's a real kind of demand for that type of app. And as we were talking, we're thinking maybe an app that had like all types of religions in it, and then allow you to branch into everything in comparison and whatnot, and see how they were. I'm not sure if there's specifically one for Islam and how that would do though.
Yeah, no, it's kind of the big thing is if you put something on a very small level, you're taking people that are already educated and educating them more. So you already have somebody that's gotten over, the prejudice that's interested and curious in learning more.
Right.
If you do the larger lump sum, although you're probably still going to have some of that issue of it's the educated getting themselves more educated, you're going to catch a bigger realm of it, and that would be something for later down once if you choose to expand into multiple religions, teach based on that. You would be able to get that into okay, here's a program of multiple different religions at different and if you built it off of time periods, you would be able to incorporate all religions into a lesson or something, so that way you can still get the information out and people get all the information versus they are more selective of I want to just learn about this.
Right.
You go, okay, we're going to learn about this time period in history and what went on in religion. Keep moving forward.
I mean, it's like you said, that's down the line.
Yeah, no, it's definitely down the
get
line.
established, yeah.
You got to be careful on something like that, though.
Yeah.
That if you make it too specific, the people that are going to get it are the people that are educated, that are looking to become more educated, and your message gets lost.
Right. Any other questions or suggestions? Thank you.
Quick question: what suburb name by chance? I'm from the Chicago
you're
area.
from Chicago?
Yeah.
Alright,
I think it was like Skokie
So,
or something like that.
pretty much last you want to
Skokie, I
present for something next Thursday for last week, but you have to be a member for the term. Sorry guys. Next Tuesday we're having leadership meeting. Sorry? Is next Tuesday with leadership or general? Because this one was supposed to be general, but it seemed more leadership. Huh? This Tuesday's meeting was general.
Main thing. We have a club expo.
We have game night on Wednesday next Thursday. We have poker night next Thursday.
Yeah, there will be the alumni and gaming night. We need to contact alumni for that.
Is it a cash dollar game?
Not if it's here. If you leave, it could be. I guess. If you leave, it could be turned into cash dollar. All the winners can go. There might be some kind of prize.
Where is it?
Probably some. I'll send emails.
Make sure to
email address.
make sure to
I
sign
gave
in
him my email
somewhere.
address, But yeah, I mean, just sign in or whatever.
Get
Also give
Actually, yeah, just write them down.
Yeah, get that information to me, and I'll make sure that you guys get included in the email system.
Well, I got a Kettering IT policy update.
Okay.
I did a little
Excellent.
bit of digging over the past week to for my homework to see what the whole thing about is. Students getting
right on the back of this. If you don't mind.
And
Go
but
for it.
basically, any student can own like whatever patent they want. Anything they develop at the school is their own property. They can do whatever they want with it. But if they're working with the school in any way, they can't. The school can't be covering any expenses or anything. They just said expenses. It didn't say like equipment use or anything. But if it's financially backed by the school, it's Kettering property. And if you're working with a professor, you need to sign off with them that what you're developing under their kind of aid or whatever is like your own technology. So it can't be their technology that you're kind of just saying, oh, good idea, professor, like let's just do exactly word for word what you tell us.
Yeah.
So you have to have your own sort of process, and you have to pay for it for yourself. So
Alex, who'd you talk to?
I didn't talk to anyone, like, I just look. I found all this on the website, and I've got like a presentation that I actually put together. I'll forward you the email out, but it has like all the links to all the.
That is good
all the
information for us to
PDFs.
have to distribute.
Did you see the clause, significant use of equipment?
Yeah, that's highlighted in one of the slides.
So if you do that, what happens?
Well, I think where the significant use of equipment came up, I think that was still under like if you're an employee of the school, because it has another clause after that that states that we do not, like, students of the school own their own intellectual property and have the rights to their own designs. And then it said, unless the school pays for it or if it wasn't actually developed by the student. But I'll forward that email to you. I think like everyone on campus should have access to this because it's like really hidden in the website. You have to go to like all sorts of links and like.
Yeah, email that out to kest@kettering.edu.
Okay. Yeah.
If it doesn't go through, get a hold of one of us and we will distribute
Yeah,
it.
it's working. Don's emails are getting to everybody, right?
Yeah.
And they'll provide.
I don't
That's where
know if
remember.
there's he's still in a managerial level though, so I don't
think
know if
anybody
there.
can email to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have a problem distributing it, let us know for whatever reason. So, yeah, no, they should, but you never know with IT. So, it's IT stuff.
So, that's true.
Alright, that's about it.
Did Carrie present?
But no,
No?
called in sick day. That's about all we got. So, let them do usual.
We are having a taste cover catering, and we will be having our desk.
Oh, tomorrow?
It's day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where do we have our desk? In the.
It will be in the great court. Yeah, with all the clubs.
So, one of these banners?
So we will put like two of
I saw
those,
one of them
and then
downstairs already. It was,
What, downstairs?
yeah, I saw one of the pizza branches.
so like if you would like to go and sign up because I'm only getting the emails.
It's supposed to be in the fuel cell labs.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can jump out.
Oh, they're kind of the same.
My life's
No, yeah, I'm here for.
What's your secret?
And tomorrow, there is going to be a. Tomorrow there is going to be a talk. We have Professor Melton, Professor Melton. He was actually a professor at ECE, but he is now the director of the Kern Family Foundation, which is actually funding all the Innovation Quest or the AU program and like our KES too. So he will be talking about the entrepreneurship and how we connect that to the engineering. What is the entrepreneur mindset? It's not about just starting a company, but how do you think and what the engineer should do. What Dom was talking earlier today, what we have to do more. So it will be a really good talk. So,
Wear your Entrepreneur Society t-shirts, come in force.
if you're not
See
got
his
one,
money at
let me
work.
know, we can get one.
So we can get more of it. What? I know, I was with that.
When is it? What time?
It is in the lunch hour at Turbicon. Lunch is there.
Right, what's your sense of what is this one? Me attacking people all being good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wear those t-shirts, guys, come on.
Let's get a slice of pizza.
Yeah, there's no t-shirts, wear them.
If you don't have a t-shirt, get one.
We can have the t-shirts if you want to just grab one for you.
Want to go for your girlfriend?
I just like leather shirts.
I got you. Boy, I don't want to, let me get that one.
Okay, so this, we've got a lot of Innovation Quest stuff, little stuff. We used to have a pitch contest on campus, which I wasn't very happy with because it became monopolized by classroom kids and.
Yeah.
So this is what we're rolling out as really truly a student contest. I call it phase 1. This is going to be a pitch. It's only 3 weeks long, right? And we're asking you to identify a problem at Kettering, right? So identify an opportunity for improvement. I don't care what it is, okay? And then propose a solution for it and pitch it. So maybe in a 5-minute YouTube video. And then on the at 11 o'clock at night on the 11th week Wednesday during the breakfast thing, we will have hopefully the president, the provost, and there's some higher ups sitting there listening to your YouTube. You don't have to present it again. You just be there to answer questions. Okay. I'm trying to give you guys a chance to talk to the administration in a productive way. Okay. Now, I'll tell you in a minute what help I need. So that's the spirit of it. Okay, you identify an opportunity for improvement, you propose a solution for it, the most convincing pitch or whatever will win $1,000, hands down. You don't even have to do it, just do the thought process, right? Now, it gives you a chance to be heard. I'm gonna kind of work on our administrators to really listen to you, and I know they want to, right? Okay. I'm going to have to put, by the way, this is phase 1. Now, phase 2 is that if this leads to something that you get interested, you and your teammates, get interested in developing into a product, okay? It may be something that you can actually develop something, and then you can scale it up to all universities. Kettering can be your guinea pig, right? Most universities have the same issues. We're going to bring in the phase 2 with maybe $10,000 or $15,000 seed money. But that one is not just an award, it's really seed money. In other words, we kind of behave the same as in the society. We want you to show us that you're developing, we'll reimburse you for your development. So I'm hoping that, after we do it in the A and B section, next time you guys come around, we're ready for the bigger commercialization type idea. I'll see, it all depends on how many people show up and what happens. So my question to you is, how do I put a boundary around this thing? Because, like for example, I'm going to say your solution should not involve firing people. That's not a solution, that's a pitch session, right? Your solution should not involve personnel changes, period. What I'd like to do is limit it to technology-based solutions, but I'm a little afraid that that's too narrow, although that would be my passion. Like, bring forth a piece of technology that solves a problem, that impacts your life. But I'm not sure if it's too narrowly defined or not, because there may also be a nice process-oriented solution that you can actually do. My problem with process-oriented solutions is that you have to get the whole university to agree with you. That's tough, because you don't control the processes here, right? I wish you would influence it a little bit more, and this may be a chance. But I don't want it to be a suggestion you make to the system to go change itself. I want it to be under your control, so you can come back and ask for $15,000 to do it. You see what I'm saying? So help me out with that. How do I word that? How do I, is it enough to say technology-based solutions? Or et cetera? 100.
Okay, so like on the technology-based solutions, are we gonna actually have to design that? Or can we like, cause
Not
like
on
I've
this,
actually,
not on this round. On this round, you just
Right.
do an NABC.
cause I've talked about like, you know, I'm on KHD A section, and I've talked with McMahon on getting some things installed.
Mhm.
And he said there's actually like they have like they have like an architect, I think it's like a committee, they have like an architect group that works on like installing different things. So they have like different groups of people who work on different installations.
Right.
So would we, like,
But they
would we
control
go to
it,
those
though.
people, or would it just be like all on us on doing it? Because
Well, I want you to think
the
of
other thing too
yourself.
is like, I tried presenting some ideas, and McMahon was like, well, how about you just we're just gonna tell these people to do it.
No, see, that's not what I want. What I want is for you to think of yourself as a potential startup. Okay? And say, you know, I'm gonna propose this idea, win my $1,000, and just go spend it on partying, whatever you want to do. I don't care what you do with that. That's an award. Okay, but I want you to think beyond that. I want you to think, okay, that's great that I won this, but now that gives me a ticket to an entry into developing a business that I can sell to Kettering
So you're
first, and then scale it up to all the other universities.
Okay, so you're looking at like some sort of improvement that is scalable, so that could be spread out to different universities. So you would,
Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking.
so that would involve looking at the way universities handle whatever problem. you're looking
Right,
at,
but
essentially,
start
right?
here. I promise you, we're not any different from
Right.
other universities.
All right.
You know, we've got same issues as most other universities, except in this university, you have one advantage, is that it's small enough that you can see the problems better. You know, if you didn't know that, that's the advantage, actually, although sometimes it's a disadvantage because it's in your face all the time. But the bureaucracy in this university is actually relatively low. I mean, you have access to your president. You know, most other universities, you don't, right? Think about it. So you can really get inside problems here and investigate them. Instead of just griping about them, you can get inside of them, investigate them, define them, propose a, I still say technology-based solution because I envision a product out of this eventually, right? That you can actually sell. Okay, that's my plan, that's my ambition. I'm tired of pitch contests that give you money for just having said something smart and really well. But I'm willing to throw $1,000 at that, okay? But if you want the 10 or 15,000 bucks, you know, I don't want to just give you 15,000 bucks for having had a great speech.
So it's basically a business incubator.
Phase
But-
2.
Yeah, but that is specifically geared at universities.
Well, that's
With your trial university being this one.
yeah. I'm thinking, you know, that'd be a good hook, that you would actually try to improve your life here. Okay. Now, if it's not, let me know. That's what we call it Kettering Impact. You know, impact on Kettering first, but with an eye on scaling it up. You know, I mean, think about it. The very first business in this society, I think it was the very first one, is my student rental up there. What is it? Was it Rate My Student Rental, whatever the name is? Right? That just got initiated in some brainstorming session that, hey, it'd be nice to, you know, have a way of evaluating the rentals around here. That got scaled up quickly to all the universities. You know? I mean, it's the same model for all the universities. All students have the same needs, right? So I want you to think like that. So now help me out. Should I limit it to technology-based? I think that's my biggest issue right now. How do I limit this?
I don't think that would be necessarily too bad, seeing as how we are a technical school, and there aren't a whole lot of other universities trying to solve their own, like, technological problems.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that we're all capable of doing, so.
Well, what if we also look at like another university and they have something that like they have specifically, but a lot of other universities like us, we don't have that. What if we sort of like look at their idea and try to implement it?
You can't go pull stuff at MIT, I don't think that counts. Extraction
I
idea.
mean, as long as they haven't copyrighted what they're doing, I mean, more power to you. Because at the end of the day, you might crib somebody else's solution and you might win $1,000 if you say it well enough. But at the end of the day, if you really want to take that $15,000 and implement it, I applaud you for it. I don't care if you're copying somebody else. Implement it.
I mean, that's actually what makes other universities stand out. It's like they have stuff like this, but I mean, I don't know if it's like
Fair enough.
there's some sort of like.
What I'm envisioning is that most ideas probably are going to be app-oriented. Because that's what you guys like to do. I've seen thousands of them come up, which is good, no problem. I mean, I don't know what else is going to show up that actually has a physical product that's not an app. Okay. I mean, app, it may be web-based, maybe mobile. It's going to be in the world of internet probably.
Technology doesn't just mean internet.
No, it doesn't.
What I'm saying is, I mean, there's really only two solutions you could propose, an institutional one or technology-based. And all the students at Kettering have some expertise in technology, but I don't think we have any institutional credibility. I mean, the only institution I've ever belonged to is
And
my
that's
co-op.
the piece.
So I think technology is a fine way to limit it.
Yeah, that's the piece that I don't wanna let you wander into, because, I mean, you can propose that we should reorganize the structure of the university, but then you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm saying? Now, even somebody might even like your idea and do it, but you can't do anything about it. But I'm a little bit worried because I don't know all the things you might come up with, so I don't wanna shut something down inadvertently. So maybe I'll put an asterisk on it.
Just say non-institutional changes.
Okay, yeah, put a little unless persuade me otherwise type of thing, at your own risk.
Or say, just as long as it's not an institutional change.
If it's something you can do.
You're right.
All right, maybe that's the limitation, right?
Yeah.
Right, anything other than.
There are some institutional changes that you could apply on small scale for certain things, but I think starting to tread that water is not gonna do well, because you're gonna start stepping on people's toes that are really gonna like it.
I mean, I would even say, even within the student realm, like KSG is probably a student realm, right? Or does the dean of students have to agree with changes to KSG? Is that true, or can you guys change your constitution tomorrow if you wanted to?
No, like, the Senate, at least, like, we vote on changing the constitution, so like, nobody else except for the students that are on this.
So if you guys woke up tomorrow and your Senate decided to do something crazy or whatever it is.
Well, I mean, it's in reasonable bounds.
Yeah, within reasonable bounds, you could do it. So, that's a possibility for a non-technology solution. I mean, it's within the student realm. You have power over it. So maybe I'll put that in the asterisk. But I'd love to see some product come out of it, something that you guys can say, hey, I can create this, test it out at Kettering, maybe Kettering will be my first customer, and then I can start scaling it up. Does this sound exciting enough? Or because you're the early adapters, right? You're the kings here. No queens tonight? No, just king. So, all right. Well, if you can think of something, let me know, because I still got 2 more weeks before we put on the meeting for student body, and let your friends know. Okay, invite them. Okay, publicize this as much as you can. And I'm just hoping it's not going to become a total dud, because I've timed it after your midterms, right? So you have that little lull, so you can actually spend some time on this. It's over by 9th week. I promise you, it's over, except we present it in the 11th week. So it doesn't interfere with your studies, and it's 3 quick weeks. I think 7th week introduction, registration, 8th week, 9th week. Yeah, there we go. You got about 2.5 weeks to think it up and formulate it and create a 5-minute video and,
Are they gonna be like showing them all, 11th week at the breakfast thing?
Yeah,
They're gonna be
11th
up on
week
a
is gonna be
projector
the
or whatever?
judging.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna put a sunset room, we're gonna put a screen, music, all kinds of fun stuff. We already reserved it, stage, we'll have a panel, you show your video, maybe a few questions, so you're there. Okay, we'll create a criteria, and you will know that ahead of time, like, should you have teams or not, or, point priority type things.